Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna White, your host of Keeping It Real on Purpose. And today we have an amazing guest with us who's full of smiles. Let me just tell you, pre-show, full of smiles, love her already. She is from the old country. I don't want to say it's country, but old town of Riley. Okay. And she seems to be magnificent. I'm going to tell you right now, pre-show. All right. But she is the owner of CME Strategies, right? And she's driven by the deep desire. Now, this is serious. Now, when somebody says something about a deep desire, you better watch them. To empower businesses and help them achieve success in operations. She believes that all the companies, regardless of size, deserve access to tools and strategies that can drive productivity and growth. With 17 years of experience of problem solving, expertise in the biopharmaceutical industry, this beautiful person, Hadassah Eley, has honed her skills in identifying the root cause, love that word, root cause, of a wide array of challenges. Now she brings that same level of expertise to her business in manufacturing and general process operations. Welcome to the show, Hadassah.
Thank you. Thank you
Did I
so
do
much.
good? Did I
Yeah,
do good? All
you
right,
did
I love it. I
magnificent.
love it. Thank you for the star. Thank you for the star. Tell us some more about you and your business.
Okay. Well, thank you, Edna. So yes, the passion came from a strong desire to help once I realized what I was doing in Fortune
Yeah,
500, Fortune 100 companies was not common knowledge to other people in my community running their businesses.
right.
I didn't know, it was shocking. It was frustrating at the same time. And I realized, well, they weren't trained on it. They didn't
Right.
know. Many people come into running their businesses because of their expertise, but maybe
Okay.
not even like a chance to have professional development on how to lead a team, run
Okay.
operations, measure how you're doing, things like that.
Okay.
But yeah,
So you said Fortune 400?
Fortune 100 and
See,
500.
girl, I don't know about this. Well,
We
I
just
know I hear about a
company.
500 all the time. 100.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay,
100.
so that is now I don't know the dictionary meaning, but they have to make a
It's
certain amount of
okay.
revenue and yeah, revenue popularity. I believe it's strictly revenue though.
Okay. Revenue driven.
There's
Okay.
smaller. There's a smaller group in the Fortune 100, a bigger group in the 500. I think there's even a Fortune 1000. But yeah, the either one, 500 and 100, they're the top 100 companies, top 500 companies supposedly, and so on.
Oh, wow. That's very
Mhm.
interesting. I did not know that I knew they broke them down in classes, but I always, in the news, of course, you always hear about Fortune 500, Fortune
Yeah,
500,
yeah,
Fortune. You never hear about 100. So I figured
yeah.
they weren't going to go less than that,
Yeah, they
not
do.
worth mentioning.
Yeah. And the only thing is, it just shows that okay, I'm used to really big operations. That's all. That's the only reason
Oh,
why.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. So let's go through I guess a role play. I'm your
Okay.
client.
Okay.
Tell me, what type of client am I going to be, that comes to you?
Oh yes. Okay. So Edna, you're running a manufacturing plant.
Oh, is
Mhm.
it real big and I've got millions?
Well, in about a year or two, you want to get to millions. Let's say you have a hundred
Okay. Okay,
thousand.
start low. Okay,
Let's say
gotcha.
hundreds of thousands, not beginning, but you're
Okay.
doing something. You're doing something well,
Okay.
and you're manufacturing. I don't know. Let's see. What do you like? Do you like?
Um, I don't like cooking, so don't send it with bread or anything like that.
Okay, okay. Do you
Um,
like coffee pots? Do you drink coffee?
no, that's not
Um,
interesting. Okay, I'll pick something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this. Maybe that. Maybe what are these things called? Like.
the incense
Yeah,
things?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Let's
let's
do
say
that.
you're manufacturing incense
Yes.
and you mass producing it now
Okay.
because we have such a demand, but you realize that the way your equipment is today, you couldn't make the demand in about a year or two out.
Okay.
So you're gonna call me in. CME Strategies is gonna come in and look at your current process. We're
Okay.
gonna see where's those little foxes, right, that spoil the vine. Like what are those little changes that we could make where you have a
Gotcha.
very big impact. We're
Hmm.
going to look at the human to machine interface, because if you're that big, you have a machine.
Okay.
We're going to see, is it really common sense or not when your
Oh,
operators are using it,
okay.
right? And then are
Uh-huh.
you giving them too many things to look at so that they can't do their job in the time they need to do? So if
Okay.
you don't have a procedure or a screen
Okay.
or another laptop where they got to look at four different things just to get the job done.
Oh, so this is really serious.
So it can get really complicated. And what you want is for a complicated process to run simply. That's how you get more product out the door. So that's
This does this require you coming in and literally walking to all those areas?
yes, it doesn't
Okay.
make sense to do something like that virtually. Like not
Hmm.
the whole thing. You gotta see
Okay,
it.
not the whole thing. Okay.
That's actually a principle from Lean Six Sigma where you it's like called go see. Go and see literally. You have to
Okay.
yeah, to learn better.
Okay.
Um but yeah, and we'll get the efficiency out in a couple of different ways using like the certifications I have. Well, but I don't know until I see it.
Gotcha. Okay. You won't know until you see it. Okay.
Mhm.
So you walk me through. I have all these problems. I
Okay.
probably need a couple of, maybe five or
Mhm.
six things to get done, maybe even a new machine.
Mhm.
How do you tell me because it is bad news. I'm gonna tell you that because it means I've got to put out money, right? and
Yes. But we want
it's and
to,
it's, it's a change. It's a
yeah,
change.
the
So how do you
smallest
help me
amount.
change?
Yeah, so the smallest amount of money. So a lot of times you do incremental changes. If you know what can I change for free, then for as close to free, and then what's the big change we have to make and when.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can phase. You don't have to. I don't ensure doing that. Like if you remember in science class, you change one variable at a time,
Yeah. Right.
right? So
Yes.
you
Because if
make the
you do
small
more, it's gonna be a
change.
problem.
Yeah, and then you make the one change, and let's see how much more you get out with that change, and make another change.
Gotcha.
Let's see how much
Gotcha.
more you get out, and then hopefully by making more product out the door, you have a little bit more money to save up and use for the big change, which
Hmm.
could be equipment. That also gives you time to really do your research and shop around for equipment. Because I used to do
Gotcha.
that at a previous role. They
Hmm.
call it reliability, and so like reliability engineering, like how much life does your equipment have before you
Hmm.
have to replace it? Yeah, like a car.
Okay.
Can you replace a part, or do you have to replace the whole thing?
Ooh, that's good.
Like all of
Well,
that.
it depends on who you are. If you don't like to be aggravated, get a whole new car. Just,
Right, right, right,
but it
right.
just depends on you. Okay, okay. So now I understand what I have to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you
Mhm.
facilitate this that goes on?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that word actually. So facilitating is great because I'm not the expert on your automation. I'm not the expert on
Right.
your process,
Okay.
but I know how to get you through each step to
Okay.
squeeze out the efficiency. So I am the facilitator. I'm going to show you the tools. I'm going to walk you
Got you.
through them
Got you.
and say, hey, this is what we've done in other industries. It could still work for you.
Hmm.
You need your expert in this area, that area. And when it comes to writing procedures, I can do that on my own. That's the simple part. I would say it's simple, but it's not. There's some psychology to it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. And then, so do you direct, like, say if I need equipment, do you
Mhm.
direct me to that person or?
Yes, I can do the shopping around.
Okay. Okay.
But then I will, yeah, typically would do the shopping around. If I
Okay.
don't know, I will also communicate that. Like, I'm not
Right.
the expert
Yeah.
in this. But I
Simple
let,
thing would be a computer. That's easy. That's nothing.
oh yeah, computer is easy. When
Yeah.
we're
It's
talking
nothing.
about like a, conveyor belt or manufacturing line
Right. Yeah.
or
Right. Right.
an
Right.
agitator or, you
Right.
know, really technical things. And so that, especially when you have your screen that's for your equipment, because most equipment
Right.
on HMI like screen
Okay.
for that human to machine interface. So, but I know some people, especially in the pharma side,
Yeah.
pharmaceutical, but if not, we'll let the experts tell us and then I'll help you with your cost
Right.
benefit. I don't know if you heard of cost benefit analysis.
Okay. So
So cost,
you've built your whole team of people that you a resource database pretty much of like, and that's what makes you, so unique. Well, what you do is very unique. I don't think I know anybody that does what you do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thank
But
you.
so you built a database. So I'm for entrepreneurs that are listening,
Mhm.
you didn't just go into this and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this." What was your first step when you first decided, "I'm going to do this as my business. I'm
Mhm.
leaving there and I'm going to do this." What was your first step? What was your first step?
So getting those beta clients, as they say, that was my first step. Actually, your pre-step is all mentally.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Girl, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's a whole
mentally,
nother step.
yes. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually,
Yes.
all of that.
Hmm.
Then, yeah, I got some beta clients
Okay.
and got some data from them, people
Oh,
that
I like that word that you use, beta. I like it.
hmm
Instead of free, I like it.
Yeah, yes,
Because I like that. I'm gonna write that down. I love to use that
yes.
word. That's
It
great.
was a different price, but it was, something
Yeah.
there. There's something there. So,
Yes. I like
yeah.
it though. I like what you're saying here. Go ahead. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
And also, it's good. So you get the feedback from them.
Yeah.
What went well, what didn't go well, and that
Mhm.
way you have that ready for the next one.
Yes.
Because like what I've learned as a business owner is I know how to do my craft.
Yeah.
However, running a business was completely different. So like, what communication platform are we going to use with our clients?
Yeah.
You know, what's the payment system going to look like? The invoice,
Yeah.
like, so I got to try that out with them.
Right.
And also it proved I could work outside of pharma, and
Right.
that was good with the
Yeah.
baby.
I
Yeah.
like that you did the research. I always tell all my clients,
Mhm.
I'm a life purpose strategist. So I catch them when they're like, "Oh, I might want to open a business." And I have clients all the time that say they want to open a business, start
Yes.
a business. And I'm like, "Okay, did you do research?" They're like, "What?" I'm like, like, do you, just because you like it
Yes.
doesn't mean that people want it.
Exactly. That is so true.
It's not the thing. It's great, but either you like it and then you pivot from it, and something
Yeah.
similar, but everybody doesn't need it. And you want to make money. You just don't want to
Mhm.
struggle through it. So I like
Yes.
that you strategized and you
Mhm.
changed your mindset, because it is a mindset change. A
Mhm.
lot of my clients let their businesses run them instead of them running
Mhm.
their businesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, it's time for you to start acting like a CEO. They're like,
Yes.
"What?" I was like, "You're running around doing all the work. You got to get people
Mhm.
to work for you.
Yeah.
So you have to be this." But that costs. I said, "Yeah, but what is it costing you now? You
Right.
being the employee
Right.
costs you in the long run, because then sustainability, how is it
Yes.
going to sustain, right?" And I
That
know
is.
you know this
Mhm.
with pharma is, how is it going to sustain? And I know they have a big way of sustaining. They got multiple arms of sustaining,
Mhm.
but you have to have that idea of like, how is this going to sustain past me, or can I pass it down, or can I
Mhm.
sell it? And we don't get that far down the road. We don't get
Oh,
that far down the road.
you're
Have you
right.
thought about that?
Yes, yes. So I'll
Good.
tell you what I'm thinking about for the business, but you brought up sustainability, which is super important. Like when I come into these sites, I want to make sure that all this time and effort we just put in is still running when I leave. Mhm. Or else it's just for naught.
Yes.
And so the sustainability is important also to make sure like even if they get new employees in,
Right.
that they can follow it.
Right.
Don't rely on people to have it as head knowledge. And then when they leave, your process is screwed. So
Right.
yeah. So
So how do you prevent that though? Like,
oh, good
teaching
question.
somebody something,
Yeah.
and you're helping them learn something. I don't think this way. So what I know is what I know, and how I know it is
Hmm.
just super cool, because I know how to deliver it different. So I don't care.
Right.
I teach, people say, "Why do you tell everybody everything?" I said, "Because it doesn't matter. I am great at delivering it. They may know it, but they may not be able to deliver it like me."
Right.
You
So
know,
yes.
but how do you get people, you know, you, you're, they have to add on to their businesses and be sustainable, right? And so they have to add employees. And I know in the back of your mind as an entrepreneur, because I know me too, if I teach them this, they're going to know how to do this. How do you help? Because you're the one facilitating this. How do you help? Because I know they're thinking that stuff. And I know they're not saying it to you. How do you help them guide them through that process?
So the sustainability part after I leave, it requires training while I'm there.
Right. Okay.
And training that they can follow after I leave. But I have to make sure they can follow it. Like that's why I believe in 3 different ways of delivery. And so that's why I said there is a psychology to the procedure. So you can have a written procedure because somebody understands information well by reading it.
Right.
You can have somebody who understands with pictures. And so then I would
that's good.
Put out, that's right? Really so the visual might have some colors in there. And then the other thing is for the people that allow me to, because there's different levels of service. You can do some video and then have those hyperlinks and those images in the procedure. So the person who's reading is like, I can't read this right now. They just in the video, right? And the last thing is automate wherever possible, Edna. Like if you're making this incense jar, or if you have a service company like me, automate wherever possible. That allows humans to be humans because we are fallible. Right. We need a lot of motivation to keep the same energy up. But if you're getting a push notification that says, hey, this wasn't done, and your process is to do it 3 days and you're on day 4, that's going to help you. You get to be human. Yeah. And so
that's you ain't never said another true word. The automation stuff is important, okay?
Yes.
So it's so important because you get it's just I know you're just processing this, I'm talking about my little you get thrown off. You get thrown but automation is so important. It really is. Systems, as a life coach, I have systems. Systems are important. Yeah, that's the way you're sustained, and hiring, as you said before. If you don't hire somebody, hire somebody. If you don't give this job to somebody else, let them do it. You'll get paid back so much more instead of doing it yourself.
Yeah, I'm actually passionate. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said I'm telling you. I thought I was the ball. I thought it was nobody. I'm telling my coach now. I paid somebody to help with me with marketing. Nobody can do it like me. I'm fighting him. I'm fighting him. He's just sitting. And I finally said, why am I fighting him if I'm paying him? So I said, nobody could do it like me. Nobody could do it like me. Girl, please. And after a while, I gave in. It was like 2 weeks. I'm doing because I have to do because he's telling me something right.
Right.
After that, it was over. I was like, oh my God, I never want to go without a VA. I want 6 of them. I want 7 of them. I was like, just hire everybody to do and automate and automate things. That's what's so important is automation. Oh my gosh. I can't express that to you.
Yes.
That audience automation, what Hadassah is saying is automation, please. Automation. Yes.
And I've seen it in situations where it could cost millions of dollars.
Really?
Oh yeah. In the manufacturing spaces, like if something goes wrong. So that's where it's like where it's critical and where it's possible automate.
Right.
And
yeah, that makes sense. That really makes a lot of sense. So you've been doing this for about 2 years. What could you I know this is a little technical for most of the audience, but it's still on the entrepreneurial end. Yeah. Let's talk about as you're transitioning from that employee mindset to the entrepreneurial mindset. Did you have to change your atmosphere? Those you hang around, those you're networking with. Did you have to change that?
That's a good question. And I was looking at some of your early episodes. I think, that's a really good question. That kind of reminds me of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I found a whole group of entrepreneurs that I did not know existed.
Wow.
I was like, wow, there's a lot of people out here. And I learned what it meant to fight, adjust, pivot, be relentless, learn at an exponential rate, um, and know what it means to mess up and mess up really badly. But
Yeah.
those are not the people that I had in my community as a full-time employee.
Okay.
And so, as I was going through the learning and the stretching and all of that, I was surrounded by other people who have done it or were doing it. And so it became normalized.
Okay.
Beforehand, like around my peers, none of this, they can't even relate anymore.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it something when you come out of that and you gain a new group of people to kind of
Mhm.
like, where were you guys earlier? It
Yeah.
makes the transition easier though. Let me just tell you, to have that support system and the different view,
Yes.
it makes it easier, because when you don't have it, it makes it's hard. It's hard
It
because
is.
you need someone. I'm going to say that, not all of my friends understand where I am,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't network with them. I can't network the same people I'm friends with, if that
Right.
makes
Right.
sense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That was
I
a pivot.
can't.
That was an early pivot, actually. Yeah. Not working.
Yeah, I was like, I can't network. Like, oh, she reminds me of so and so, and we're having so much fun. And then I find out, you don't know as much as I thought you would. Okay, so
Yeah.
you start over, but you have to, when I go out, I intend to meet. I make a list of wherever
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. Like if I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to any networking event, I said, okay, I'm going to be around this type of people, so I need at least three of these people, but I make a list of five people that I
Right.
can partner with. And I go out and I think, and so these are people I'm going to connect with. These are the 5 cards or the 3 cards I'm going to
Yeah.
give out. And I have a plan. I have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I meet those people. I give 3 cards out, and I make those connections, and then
Yes.
we stay connected the whole time. So when you network, you always got to have a plan. But because
Yes.
I was always choosing like my homegirls, like homegirls is doing this. I was always choosing them when I went out. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, they're not cool. They're stuffy. And I'm thinking, and I'm going, I missed the opportunity to get to know that person because I'm going by, oh, they
Yeah.
look stuffy. And then if you don't lean in to network, you'll miss out. So I've learned to do that. I've learned to um, not just see the outer appearance or we think it's in networking, we think that energy that people give off
Mm-hmm.
is what we see on a regular basis when
Mm-hmm.
you're in a new atmosphere. And because we're so friendly, you and I, we just think, hey, everybody's like us.
Yes. Yes.
And then everybody's not like us. And then
Mm-hmm.
I learned to lean into people and network appropriate and not think that everybody is like, they don't want to be bothered. Make some great connections that way. So, you have to
Absolutely.
lean in when you network. And,
Yes.
and have you experienced networking to be the ultimate way to get your business out there?
That is a great question, Edna. So far, it has been in-person connections that has been the I guess the closer. Um,
Okay.
yeah, because people resonate with who Hadassah Eley is, and
Hmm.
then they want to see how CME Strategies can help them.
Right.
So at the same time, networking can only be as effective as the people there, like you were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
It's been an adjustment,
Right.
honestly, like
Right.
being in the right places
Right.
where
And
my
do
clients
you
actually
turn
are.
down opportunities to network because it might not be the right place?
Only as of this year, only as of this year, that was something
Okay.
I had to
Right.
learn as an entrepreneur that not all events are equal,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
going and being uncomfortable going into these unknown type of associations or networks and seeing what they have and realizing, oh, more of my people are actually here, more of my clients are actually here. So but I've had to be open. It's been
Right.
all uncomfortable. It's all been a lot of learning as well
Yeah.
as a lot of rewards. So
Yeah. Networking is learning. I'm telling you, it's learning, and it's letting your inhibitions down. You
mm,
know, because you're learning somebody new, and it's also
Yes.
having a goal, building a business relationship with them.
Yes.
You're having the good questions, to pull that information out, having those good
Yes.
questions to pull that information out, and also
Yes.
repeat it back to them, so that it's
Absolutely.
all good. What else do you do in your business to get your business out there?
I do a lot of social media right now.
Okay, so you do a lot
Then,
of that.
then there's the unsexy part of writing proposals.
The unsexy part.
Yes,
Okay,
because
tell
it's
us
not
about the unsexy. I want to hear this.
so writing proposals actually does put me in a great chance to get a client. But most of the
Okay.
time, it's I've been putting in for government contracts.
Right, gotcha.
So
That's
then you
not
have
that's not sexy at all.
no,
Trust
no, ma'am.
me. Mm-mm.
It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of
Yes.
writing, and then the helpful things about those is like going to those pre proposal meetings, so I can see how many people I'm against, and if it's like 50 or 100, I'm like, that's okay, you know. But
Yeah.
when it's less than that, I'll go for it. But that is a more direct way of going after clients, I believe,
Okay.
because you get those notifications if you're in certain like vendor portals.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
relates to what your service is.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
that's one way.
Right. Okay.
And then, okay, you said outside of networking.
Yeah. Outside of networking, what is it that you do additionally to, get yourself out there?
Mhm.
Um, and you said, submitting proposals. How
Yes.
does that get you out there? Explain that.
Well, it's not so much getting me out there, but it does get me in front of people where I may not be able to reach physically.
Right.
And so
Okay.
it also kind of puts me on a level playing field with other
Okay.
companies.
Okay.
Because putting myself out there and I can see the other lists, and some of these companies are very well known.
Right.
But yeah, I'm here. I'm one of the 25 people showing up,
Right. Okay.
submitting for it.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So it all not only does it, if okay, in the instance of them saying no to you, what happens?
you can learn, you
Okay.
know, and then you don't ever rely on that only.
Okay.
No,
Okay. You
no,
don't. Okay. You don't rely on
on that, on
the
landing that
no, the
proposal.
no.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you don't rely on the yes only.
Oh,
So
got you.
you need to
Got
have
you.
business coming in those months, and then prepared to bring in additional resources if I get that on top of my other.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I don't. You don't sit around and say, "Well, if I get this, I'll need to have no other clients for 6 months." No.
Right. You got to keep submitting. You got to
Yeah.
keep submitting. It's
Keep
like
submitting and keep business in from other clients during those
right.
6 months,
Right.
and then just plan to have additional help if you get both at the same time.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. We can find additional help. That's not a problem. Just
That's
get
what I'm saying. Problem.
it.
That's a good problem.
Yeah,
Not
that's
waiting.
that's that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Finding somebody you get that $1 million contract, not a problem at all. Don't even
Yes.
worry about it. I'm solo, but I ride solo. I'm
Yes.
telling you, don't even worry about it. I got you. I got you.
That's what the
Yeah.
networking is good for too. Edna, it's been I have my people that can replicate
Yes.
what I can do
Right.
if we get this contract, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what you got. You have to do that. And I like what you're saying. I know the entrepreneurs that are listening in
Mhm.
really need this because we get caught up in the fundamentals of what you just said. With before, I'm posting things on Facebook. Well, that's not really marketing. That's letting people know you're there.
Yes.
Having those important conversations and those proposals submitted. That's sales. That's what you're
Yes.
doing. You're letting people know, hey, I'm here,
Mhm.
and you may not win, but they know you're here.
Mhm.
And then again, you said, well, I see the who gets the contracts.
Yes.
So I could probably ask them, hey, let me work for you.
I
Hey, you
have
better know.
done that. And I have done that. I said, okay, so I see that you all won the contract. Do you need any subcontractors? And then,
Yeah.
I said, or how do people connect with you so they're in your community when you put out for these bids? Why not?
Right. Why not?
Yeah.
If you don't get it, you're gonna see the list of the people
Mhm.
who did get it. sending them an unsolicited proposal to be a subcontractor for
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Why not? You
Mhm.
know, and it's such a great idea.
Yeah.
It's impeccable. It's great. So I
Yeah.
love that. I love that about what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank
So lastly, I know that you are in the old town of Riley because it is old. Where can people find you and scream out who you're looking for, who your target audience is,
you. All right.
especially for this job?
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I'm in Raleigh. I love Raleigh, in North Carolina. But
Hmm.
we travel. We've had clients outside of North Carolina. None international just yet.
Working
and
on it. Working on it.
yeah, I am. I'm literally just learning. When that door opens, like what do I do legally and all of that.
Right. Right.
But we're in Raleigh. We typically will go to this site because we want to see the process. And then
Okay.
a lot of it, I'd say 60 to 75% of it is remote. So that's why it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. Where people can find me. So I'm on LinkedIn as Hadassah Eley. And then we have an Instagram. So
Okay. Of
see,
course you have. Of
yes.
course, you're a millennial. I know you have this Instagram going on.
Yes, we have an Instagram. It's the @ CME underscore BIZ as in zebra. So
Okay.
underscore C, yeah, CME underscore biz.
Okay.
And then it's CME Strategies on Facebook. So we have a Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for being here. It's been pleasant and more enlightening than I thought it was going to be. I'm
Awesome.
so excited. I really am for you. Excited for what you're doing. I think it's beautiful. I think you're going to go far, and I can see the millions raking in. Love it. So thank you so much for being on the show today. This is Edna White, your esteemed host, and Hadassah Eley, my
Yes.
esteemed guest, saying goodbye for now.
Bye bye.